And so we'll begin on this day of fostering love. On Valentine's Day, the outside world can most often slant a view on a particular subject that's a bit askew. And so today I really want to acclaim Valentine's Day as a marking point each year for how you've upgraded in your self-love and where you want to turn the volume of that love for yourself up. And so go ahead in this moment and take a comfortable seat if you haven't already. Rest one hand on your heart. The other hand, see where your body wants you to place that hand in a reflection of self-love. And go ahead and take 3 deep breaths from the loving sensation and feeling of your own hands and draw that into your body. Please repeat out loud with me. I am opening to receiving more love from myself. Again, repeating after me. I am love and I receive my own love. I am curious what it would be like to turn the volume of love inside of me up. And then go ahead and release your hands to your thighs. And we'll begin with a little breath attunement that supports this feeling of activating the thymus gland. So if you would, go ahead and tap lightly on your thymus gland. Where's that, you might say? It's at the very top of the breastbone at the sternum. It's kind of known as the high heart. And if you feel around there, you'll feel a tiny little node that's a little bit more sensitive, like a magic button, yeah? And just give yourself a little massage there or a little tap and breathe. And as you do this for your thymus gland, I want you to give a little attention to your base. And so on your next breath, really send out 10,000 roots from your base, like a huge, massive banyan tree. You are now connected to the center of the earth. Exhale, pull your belly in, exhale more, exhale more. Empty yourself of air completely. Sip through your lips now. Sip the breath from the center of the earth to that thymus gland. And then allow the exhale to pour and receive. We're going to take that sipping breath 3 more times. It's a pulsing breath, so there's 3 or 4 sips. So exhale, draw the belly in, exhale, exhale. And then sip from the center of the earth. Keep sipping until you're completely full. Retain at the top for just a nano moment. Yeah, and then release with sound. Gonna do that one more time. Pull your belly in, exhale, exhale, empty, empty, empty. And now fill, sip. Keep pulsing that sip until you're totally full. Retain at the top for a nanosecond. And then exhale. Good. Now you'll take that breath with you as we practice. Reach your arms out to the side here, please. And then spread your fingers wide. Feel your base again and root down to the center of the earth. And then exhale, you're gonna wrap your arms around yourself. Give yourself a hug and really squeeze and hold yourself. And please repeat after me. On this day of love, I tune my attention to how I can upgrade my self-love now. On this day of love, I look towards myself first to receive the kind of loving I need and want. On this day of love, I open my heart and I feel myself full. Deep breath. And as you release your arms, I want you to come into eagle pose. So you're basically already there, but you release your hands, you cross the hands. If they don't cross like this, that's fine. You can just kind of go for parallel. Yeah. And then inhale, reach the elbows and the forearms forward. And then exhale, spread the back of the heart open. Good. We're going to take cat-cow like this. So exhale into your cat pose, round the spine. Let your pelvis rock under. Tip the pelvis under. Yeah. And then inhale, come into cat pose. So you're arching the spine. I'm going to turn sideways. Looking up. And exhale into cat pose. Inhale into cow pose so the back is rounded. And exhale. Good. Inhale, come up, vertical spine. Release the arms. Let's go all the way up. Good. As we did last week, we're going to use the pelvis to walk a little bit. So imagine you're climbing up a ladder or a rope and let your pelvis walk. Yeah. Let yourself rock from side to side, reaching up, getting a little taller. Good. And then exhale, root the pelvis down, arms out wide to the side. And hopefully you remember which arm you put on top for your hug the other side. And if you don't, just kind of like, oh yeah, that feels familiar. There we go. And give yourself a hug. And please repeat after me. When I can love myself in the places that are challenging, that's an upgrade of self-love. I devote myself to learning how to turn love towards myself when I feel challenged. Deep breath. I repattern how I talk to myself by creating mantras that I can repeat daily to support this upgrade in my self-love. Good. Take a deep breath. And so it is. You're going to exhale and release, coming into that eagle arm pose again. If you can lace the hands, that's great. If not, just go for parallel. And take a deep breath, reaching the forearms and your hands forward. Breathe into the back of your heart. And then take that cat-cow motion. So exhale, round chin to chest. Tailbone comes under you. You lean back so you can round your back. And then inhale, heart high, chin high. Let your tailbone tip back. Good. Twice more. Exhale into cat pose with eagle arms. I devote to loving myself more this day. It all starts with me. And then exhale, releasing the arms, bringing them out to the side and up. And again, climbing this ladder of self-love. Yes, beautiful. And then exhale, bringing the arms down. Come forward onto your hands and knees. And let's take a little puppy dog pose. Turn my camera down there. So butt up, hands out, head down. Really sweet posture for the back of the heart.
And so I want you to really spread your hands out and press your finger pads into the floor. And breathe in a way that is mingling all these self-loving statements, decrees, affirmations through your body. I can truly attest to you, my friends, that my direct experience in the last few years, focusing solely on upgrading my self-love, life changes. Your outside world and how it meets you changes to reflect how you're holding yourself. It's law. Good. Come forward into Sphinx pose. So you're just going to crawl your belly to the ground. Come up on the elbows. And you're going to walk here like we did when we were climbing that ladder of self-love. You're going to walk with your elbows. So you're just kind of rocking. Maybe it's more of a rock than a walk. Rocking side to side. Good. And then root the hands, elbows down, and really reach your legs back so they're as far back behind you as you can. And then draw your elbows towards you. Spread your collarbones wide. And I'm going to have you exhale here. Draw the belly in until you're empty. And then sip. Keep sipping and filling the heart until you're at the very top of how much air you can take in. Hold the breath for a nanosecond. And then I encourage you, ha. Again, sip. Keep filling until you're full. Holding at the top and letting it go like a dam has been released and it just flows out. One more time, sip. Hold at the top and then release the dam. Good, come down. Make a pillow with your hands and just give your pelvis a wag. Good, then hands come into cobra. So elbows are off the floor, hands are right under the shoulders. And I'm gonna have you walk the legs. So lift your right leg up, reach it back, up and bring it back, down. Good, lifting your left leg up with breath, lift it off the floor, maybe 4 inches, 5 inches, and back down. Gonna do that alternating, lifting the right, spreading the right toes, and bring it down, lifting the left, and bring it back down with the breath, lifting the right, maybe 5, 6 inches, maybe higher, depends on your pelvis alignment, your hamstrings, lifting the left. Good, we'll do one more, right side, and left side. Good, now that the legs are really long and lengthened, inhale, heart comes up, cobra. And then exhale, pull the belly in, exhale. Now sipping. Hold at the top and release. Come on down. And then we're gonna fly. So arms come forward. Remember the length of the legs, and on an inhale, you're gonna lift legs and arms, reaching up. Exhale completely, and then sipping. Hold at the top, and let it release. One more time, exhale completely, and then sip. And let it release, coming down. You're gonna take yourself back, child's pose. Yes. Rest your head on the ground. Rest your head on the earth. So if you're wondering who you can look to for an example of this upgraded self-love, I hope that you have some folks that come to mind. And if not, begin to look for folks that feel like they're modeling, templating this resonance of self-love. And right now you're looking down into the earth, who is a perfect template for continually being in unconditional love. So as you inhale and you come to hands and knees, imagine that you're bringing that template from the earth right up into your body. You got it. She just gave it to you. Come up, hands and knees. And roll yourself into 3 rounds of cat-cow. Feeling this template you just received from the earth. Of radical self-reliance towards loving yourself in the good times and bad. Good, and then take your hips up, downward facing dog. And keep moving in the cat-cow. So the knees are going to be quite bent, and you're going to keep that cat-cow mode happening in your body. And then the next time you come into the cat pose, just keep rounding until you come all the way through into up dog. Keep your toes tucked under. Lift the chest and then exhale completely. Sip, sip, sip all the way to the top. And then with the sound, back to down dog. And closing the mouth and breathing in and out through the nose 3 times. Good, and on an inhale, we'll go right foot forward, between the hands, drop the left knee. Make sure the back knee is as far back as you can. So you might kind of reach it back as far as you can. Root the fingertips to the floor and press the chest forward. Root the back, the left toenails to the floor, and then rise the arms up. And we're going to do that climbing again. So it's as if you're pulling on your own ladder of upgrading self-love. Reaching, climbing, gathering. Good, and then exhale, swoop the hands down, tuck the back under. You're just gonna switch sides in your own timing. If you wanna take a breath or 2 in the down dog on the way through. And then just simply switching, left foot forward, right knees on the ground, and really walk that right knee back. So you have a big fat stance between front foot, back knee. Root the fingertips down and then press the heart forward. Press the right toenails down. Anchor that right leg and then inhale, rise the arms up. So this time as we climb our own ladder of love, we use that sipping breath. Good, exhale, hands come down either side of the left foot. Tuck the back toes under. There you go, step it back. Dog pose, breath or 2 here. And then walk the hands back to the feet, or walk the feet to the hands, whichever way feels fun for you. I'm going to take a standing forward fold. So do bend the knees a lot. Do make sure the feet are hip width apart. And then just give your head a shake. Shaking yes and no. Deepening the belly breath. Allowing the spine to receive the traction from gravity. When the knees are really bent, then more of the spine receives than the hamstrings. So keep the knees bent so your spine can really take on that gravitational pull. Then you're going to slowly roll up to stand. And as you roll up, it's as if your spine is climbing that ladder of self-love that we've been playing with. Let your spine crawl up through that template of upgraded self-love. Beautiful. And when you come all the way up to stand, please pause and just notice the sensation as you return your energy from your head to your feet. And imagine here that you're really attuned with the trees. And I want you to feel how much of the life force from the trees is under the ground. More than half of what we see from the trees is under the ground. And with a particular tree that you feel really resonant with or in connection with, I want you to take that template from the earth and put most of your energy below the ground. This is an energetic exercise, as well as can be using the way that the body is pressing the muscles and the bones into the ground. And then on an inhale, spread your fingers wide, reach them out to the side. Yes. And then exhale, we're going to take the same posture. Let's do right arm on top as we did sitting, and give yourself a hug. And as you're holding yourself here, reaffirm, I am opening to greater volumes of self-love. And as you exhale, come into that eagle pose with the arms again. So the forearms are working towards parallel. Perhaps you can lace the hands. Turn so you can see a little bit more. And we'll take the cat-cow here. So as you exhale, round your back, bring your chin forward. And then as you inhale, press your roots all the way into the ground and lift your heart high. Again, exhale into that cat back. Feel what's under the ground. Pulse your roots down. And then press your roots down and rise your heart. Yeah, one more time. Good, and then exhale, release the arms. And 3 times I'm gonna have you do a swing circle. Back to forward. Using your breath. I said 3 times, but maybe 13. Give a bounce to your legs. So there's a drop swing, opening your wingspan. Yes. Good, let's do 2 more. And we'll catch it at the top. And we'll climb up.
Go ahead and climb up your ladder of self-love. Yeah. Good, and then exhale, pull it down. So you're pulling that love into the space around you. You're gonna go left arm on top. You're gonna give yourself that hug. Take a deep breath as you give yourself this embrace. I am open to releasing any judgment I have about loving myself more. Good, and then as you exhale, make that mudra, eagle arms. And then we're gonna move into our roots into cat-cow. So exhale, around the back, chin to chest, bend the knees, pulse your roots down. And then inhale, press your roots down, rise your heart high. Good, exhale, around and pulse your roots down. Most of your energy is in the earth. And then use that earthen base to rise up. Yeah, one more time. Beautiful. And then exhale, you're gonna release the arms. And this time we're gonna go forward to back. Last time we went back to forward. So swinging and breathing. Opening your wingspan. Pulsing the breath. Good, 2 more. And then we'll catch it on the upswing. Yeah. And then this time we're gonna slow this climbing process down. So right arm first. So left arm just kind of relaxes and really reach up with that right arm. Shift the weight to your left foot and then see if you can give your right leg a little, hey, can you release? Just kind of dangle that right leg and reach up a little further with the right arm. Deep breath. And then other side. Reach up with the left. Put the weight more on the right foot and just kind of encourage, hey, left leg, fall out of the hip. Let that left leg fall and see if you can grow taller through that left side. Good. And then interlace your fingers. Turn the heels of the hands up. Drop your chin to your chest. Deep breath. Lift your chin. Lift your chin up to your thumbs. Deep breath. Good. Bringing the head back to vertical. Releasing the arms. And shoulder shrugs with knee shrugs. So knee shrugs, I just made it up in the moment. It's just a pulse, a bend and straighten, so that we're pulsing our roots into the ground, so our base is getting wider. Take that shoulder shrug the other way, back to forward, or whatever way you haven't done. Good. And then last but not least, let's take a little drop, swing, twist. You want to use your belly here. So you're not loose in your core. You've got a tautness in your core, and that protects your spine for the twist. And then pulse the breath, pulse your roots down, and feel your strength coming from self-love. It's coming from self-respect. Coming from self-adoration. Yes. Beautiful. And then let the arms just kind of release in this little circle dance here in front. And as you take the circle dance with the arms, just feeling the energy revolving there. And then bring the hands and feel the energy right there between your palms. Can you feel that energy? Bring them closer if you can't. Not to touch, but where can you feel the energy of your own aliveness, your own heat, your own warmth? And then take your hands to a location or two separate locations where you want to infuse your body with 3 breaths of your own self-love. And begin. And then releasing the hands, letting them come back down to your sides. And we're going to roll down. The chin is going to be the initiation point. The knees are going to bend so the hip creases soften. The arms are dangling. Imagine you're a waterfall and there's water pouring off the top of the head and the fingers, the back of the pelvis as well. And as you come forward, the pelvis continues to roll up, and so that more water pours down your spine. Yes. Again, the knees are bent. You're just going to play with a little motion of your head, just dangling your head so that you can receive that earthen traction, the gravity in your spinal column. If we hold the head, then we kind of limit the amount that gravity can tug on our spine. So you really want to loosen the head and neck. Loosen the lips, the jaw. Any sounds that come out, welcoming that, your own creative sound score. Good, and then we're going to crawl into some strength. So bring your hands to the floor, and without putting your knees down, just crawl around a little bit. Yeah, like a creature. Just gaining in your core strength. Again, the knees are not touching the floor. You want to really use your belly here, your core. Just crawl around a little bit. Breathe and growl and make some sound. So these protective sounds are what you're going to use when your critical mind and your judgmental mind comes in and wants to do things the old way. So with that in mind, really give it a good snarl, a scratch. Defending your space of self-love. Take it up to dog pose. Defending your space of self-love. And root and breathe, embodied in that circle of love. Good, and bring the knees down to the floor. We're going to take a brief pause in child's pose, bowing into the circle of love with your space defended from your own negative thought form patterns. Deep breaths. I am centered and calm in my own loving container. I am free to be me and love the parts of myself, the challenging parts as well as the fun parts. And one more breath here. I feel held by my own loving arms. Deep breath.
And really slowly roll up through your spine. Remember that we're rolling up through our ladder of self-love as the spine rolls up bone by bone. As you come to sit on the heels, we'll just take one breath here. Realigning with the vertical spine. And then go ahead and find your journal. Now, those that weren't here at the beginning, it's okay if you have to pop away from the screen and reach for your journal or just a pen and paper. No big deal. And we're going to close our beautiful self-love practice today with what I have found to be the game changer in my life around upgrading the self-love, which is writing. So as we write, we pour onto the page what we don't even want ourselves to know. And so I'm going to have us write in a way where there's no stopping, no censoring, no editing. There's no right or no wrong. And the prompt for your loving is, how can I love myself more? You can come back to that prompt as many times as you need. You can even write it. How can I love myself more? And so we're going to take 3 minutes. I'm going to time this and go ahead and begin. How can I love myself more? Stream of consciousness writing, how can I love myself more? Beautiful writing, stream of consciousness writing, how can I love myself in a deeper, more authentic way this year? And the last 30 seconds, like a jazz musician, riff on the theme. Let your mind get really creative and just pour self-loving thoughts towards yourself now.
go ahead and finish your jazz riff on love. Please read that later, maybe every day for a while. Thank you, beloveds, for exploring a new way of using this opening hour of our ceremony. I'm going to continue in this way this year of allowing the yoga to shapeshift into many of the different ways that I have found uber supportive towards inner growth. It is my belief that as we all learn to love ourselves authentically, what's going on the planet can and will change. So thanks for being part of the equation, the inside job of loving yourself. All right, so we're gonna shift our scene, and I wanna thank all of you for your generosity and your donations. And I wanna encourage those of you who usually show up and just pop off and forget to donate or choose not to flex that muscle of giving and to turn the dial on that prosperity consciousness. And I want you to know that, we are a small but mighty group of artists. We are artists here learning to thrive in this time. And so your donations, even if it's $1, $3, are really part of how we can heal the sacred hoop of humanity and create a new economy. So thank you for your donations this beautiful Valentine's Day. I'm gonna find, there she is, Amajika Om, our DJ, and make her a co-host.